Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the day ahead report. And here we're looking at the S&P 500 on a 20-minute chart. The cash market, the S&P cash market and the futures market the other day were not really in sync, but they've come together a little bit more now, which is nice. And this is what we're looking at through here. So just taking it from the 1500 here, this last low through here, we can see we've got an impulse wave up. We've got 5 waves up here to make wave 1, wave 2. And then we've got the little wave 1, wave 2, strong wave 3, complicated wave 4 and wave 5 for wave 3. Then the ABC for wave 4. And then we've got wave 5 up here, which would be the wave 1 and 2, the whole third wave, the fourth wave and the fifth wave to make a larger wave 1 up here. So now we're looking at wave 2 coming back here, and this is the same for the cash market as well. So they're both in sync now. So it's normal for a wave 2 to pull back in 3 waves, an A and a B and a C, pulling back to 61.8% of the length of wave 1. However, that's not always the case, but we do have support in this area through here. So we're looking at 15.15 here, and if that fails to hold, then into 15.10 here, which is a strong support. So yeah, somewhere in here, just depending on what sort of headline news and reporting that's coming out in the US and so forth. But we just have to expect some type of ABC correction across here. If it's only short-lived and we find support on 15.23 here, then you'll go long from this point here. But otherwise, just be a little bit careful in here. Let's wait for this to mature up. Once it's done and dusted, then we'll be looking at wave 3 to the upside, and wave 3 always moves quite strongly. It's the most powerful point in the wave structure, as you can see here. So that's what we can expect over through here. That said, the Dow Jones, just looking at the daily chart here, you know, well, what can you say? There's a beginning, a middle, and end to a trend, and at the moment we're in this wave 3 coming up here, and we're in the sort of the ending structure of that. The 14,000 is really pegging it there. You know, I just see a laborious, you know, journey through here for the Dow, which can pretty much move, you know, in the 3,800 area to you know, up into sort of 14,100 and well, really up into 14.3, but we haven't dealt with 14,100 yet. So there's still, you know, this is sort of how it's going to look here. Our Australian market is a little bit the same as well, I guess, at 5,000. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But looking at the FTSE here, the FTSE 100, we were looking at this, as you know, as an A and a B and a C, and then essentially we're looking for a move higher than this up here. That's occurring now. The target is the 6,500. The idea was to be long from 6,272 or the 6,300 here. Now, in terms of this moving up through here, there it's at the midpoint at the moment. It will find support on the top of this high here eventually at the midpoint, the 63.50. It will have resistance at the group 2, which will be the 63, 65, 72 on the 80, especially the 72, and a larger correction at the 64. Once 64 becomes support, then it'll push up to 65, which will be the top of a large third wave, which is a little bit like the Australian market as well. So when we're looking at the Australian market, I might just have a look at the bigger picture here for a moment on the daily chart here. I think we went over this the other day, but look, from the 4,000 here, we're looking at this structure moving up through here. We've got pretty much wave 1 up to here, wave 2 to here. We're in this third wave through here, and in this third wave here, there will be 5 waves in there. Pretty much the wave 1 to 4,500. The wave 3 is pretty much into the 4700 here, and we've got wave 5 going up through here. So from the 4700 here, I mean, what I sort of see across here, it's only natural to expect some type of correction across here, okay? Normally after a strong run through this, and we still could go higher here to 5.1 or 5.50 and so forth, and we'll look at that in a moment. But it's only natural to, to see some type of correction across here after you've had a strong run. There'll be profit taking through here. How this correction pans out is something that we need to see. Wave 4 normally delivers complicated correction, especially when wave 2 is simple. Then the alternative in nature is to see the wave 4 more complicated, where you have double zigzags and triangles and so forth. And also, the number 5 is the second strongest number in the market after 1, and it's psychologically speaking, we also use these numbers as ratios as well, but there will be orders sitting at 5,000 and so forth, so that's what we're sort of looking for this point here. But from the 4,700 here, we're looking for 5 waves up through here. So when we have a look at here, say from the 4,700 here, just to sort of bring in the picture a little bit, we've got wave 1 and wave 2 here, okay? And then we're going up from wave 2, we're going up for wave 3 up here, because wave 3 is always the strongest, and it's also made up of 5 waves as well. So we can see we've got wave 1 and wave 2 to here, then the strong third wave into here, which would be have 5 waves in it, the 1 and the 2, and the 3 and the 4 and the 5, and there'll also be 5 waves in the wave 3 here as well. So we're looking at wave 4 here and wave 5 to go up through here. We've just got to be a little bit careful, because we've got an ending pattern here, and the 5,000 is going to have a lot of pull to it as well. But saying that, we've been looking at the wave structure moving up through here from this little wave 4 to this wave 5 here, which I don't think is complete yet. I think there's another little push up to maybe 550 or something like that. But we've definitely got a wave 1 and wave 2 into here. We've got this could all be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to here. So it's still going to be a 4 and a 5 to move up through here. But what happens here now is that that's had the arrival, there will be a certain amount of swings that go on through here, so these swings will just get larger and larger. So just as I mentioned before, once we've got to here, there's not really much to do for a little while. It's just best to wait until it matures, until the pattern at the 5,000 matures somewhat, and then we can start looking for a trend in there. So yeah, it's time to sort of trade less, find another market, what have you, until we've got a couple of decent swings in here, and then we've got support, and then we can look further to the upside. Obviously the banking sector, the finance sector, has been leading the way to the upside, and obviously they're all reporting at the moment. In fact, there's quite a lot of companies reporting, as you know. Today we've got GPD, we've got Downer, we've got SIA, Gloabl, Miravac. What else? Brambles is a big one. Wesfarmers is a big one. What else? We've got Rio as well. Has got full year profit results today. MIN Minerals that we're in, that's reporting today as well. So, and also have a look at tomorrow's as well. You can get that from the Dow Jones link on our website there as well, which is on the day ahead report just above there. It's a link to the Dow Jones news, and you need to have a look in the DJ Asian corporate calendar to see what's there. As you'll see them all listed there. It's a good place to look into the future and see what's coming up there. Okay, so one of the drivers for this, of course, is the US dollar and base metals. So let's have a look at those. Okay, starting with copper, very central to base metals, and we've been, as you know, looking at a wave 4, completing it to this point here. This basically wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, ABC for wave 4 here, and we're looking at this now being up for 1 and back for 2 here. Okay, so we do need to see it push up from here. We don't want to see it if the 372 becomes the retested resistance, then we've got a problem in hand there, especially if this low gets taken out through here. So one of the drivers for this, of course, would be base metals. So when we have a look, the US dollar. So once we have a look at the US dollar here, what we've seen here so far with the US dollar is that we had a target of 80.50 up here. That's been reached, and it's moved back to the retest of the 80, and that's fine. We expect to bounce off this, but once this bounce retests supply, 61.8% or whatever of the move down through here, we're looking for it to move lower through the 80 here, and then find that as resistance. Now, if that is the case, then we're going to see indices move up. We're going to see the euro move up. We're going to see base metals move up and so forth as the US dollar moves to the downside. But we don't have that yet. So we're not on the right side of the closest, largest number. So that's where we need to be, and that would reduce the risk and the exposure at that stage there. So that's something that we've watched this move up through here, and now we're watching it bounce down here. But we need to see confirmation. We've got confirmation because in one way, because we know that we've got little 5 waves here. So we'll see a 3-wave counter trend, and then once it meets supplies and the sellers take control of it, we should see it move to the downside. The bonds are on the right side as well. So everything's sort of on track. We just want to sort of lock things in by sort of confirming those retests there. Right, the oil market, energy market. Look, we still feel that that we're in a wave 4 here, and we're still moving through that wave 4. We've got our little A wave down through here. We've got our A and our B and our C for the B wave here. Oil should follow stock. We see stock doing that. The S&P 500, as mentioned, doing its little ABC to the downside. So we're looking for a lower price. Don't expect it to go through the 95, but we're looking for some type of 5-wave structure to the downside, and then a push to the upside. Just see if we've got a larger picture here. Okay, so this is the larger picture here. We've had this strong 3rd wave up through here. So when you look at the 4th wave on this daily chart here, it's still really quite small, isn't it? The A and the B. On the other chart here, it looks quite big on the 4-hour chart, but here it's not that big. So, and there's still the 38.2 retracement level is still lower through here as well. So that's still a possibility, but we see this as a flat correction. There's 3 types of flat corrections in Elliott. The regular, the running flat, and the expanded flat. So this is just a regular flat, a flat, if you will. But you can see that the wave 4 is still quite small in relationship to this wave 3 here. So it's got to have the right look and feel about it. So yeah, and we're still at this trend line support through here, but yeah, look, oil follows stock, within reason. So we're still waiting for this to have one more pullback before we see it move to the upside. Okay, the gold market, pretty much on track here. Yesterday we were looking for a little. We'd been counting a little 5 waves down through to here for wave 3, looking for wave 4 to move back. The wave 4s tend to be complicated and sideways looking, especially after a strong 3rd wave here. Quite a powerful emotional move, and when an event happens in our lives, the larger the event, the longer the recovery, and that's what a wave 4 is, emotionally speaking. Look, this is the medium level here, 1650, so we're starting to see that being rejected now, so we'll look down for wave 5. But even once we get wave 5 down here, all it needs to do is take out this low through here. Once we've got that, then we should see another that will be another wave 3 here, so a bit smaller. So yeah, look, from the 1630, expect to bounce at least back to the 1640, but can also pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, the same as this wave 4 did to this wave 4 here. So it's really a series of wave 4s and 5s that are unfolding that will edge to the downside. So that's there. Silver's the same as well. same count. This is a wave 4 through here. It's rejecting here. Once that's been rejected, then we'll be looking at the major trading level here, 3. So you could probably work the subgroup 2 area here, the 65, 72 and the 80 through here as well. But if you've been short from up here, the same with gold, then, you know, well, depends on what your trading plan is, but there's further downside, so look to hold short or move back in. Alrighty, let's have a look at FX. Okay, just starting with the US dollar again, this is on a 1 hour chart here. We can see that we've got this little 5-wave structure down through here, so we should see a 3-wave counter trend occur here. What we don't want to see is we don't want to see support on top of group 1 here, so 10, 20 and 30 is group 1, 1, 2 and 3. We don't want support on here. Yes, it can trade above it, but we don't want to see it finding support. Finding support on there creates the target to the midpoint, the 80.50 here. What we want to see is some type of 3-wave correction in here and then rolling over further to the downside. Of course, the euro would be the flip side. So when we look at the euro here, we're looking at this ABC to the downside here, and we're looking at 5 waves to the upside. This is a 4-hour chart here, so we've got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4 and the 5, and then we're looking for the ABC pattern through to here. Then we'll see further upside here. Of course, this is at the 135 here, the 5 number, the second strongest number in the market. So we want to see that as support to go long, but of course you can look to go long in the ABC correction through here as well. So if we just got that on a smaller chart here, not much smaller here, it looks like we're still in the first A wave to the downside. So just allow this to mature through here. We need this will be in line with, in sync with the S&P 500 as well. So as you know, we've talked about the S&P 500 pulling back to 15.15, maybe 15.13, you know, maybe even 15.10, not quite sure. But the euro on the 30-minute and the hourly should be in sync with the S&P 500. So you need to line the S&P 500 up and also the US dollar index as well. That will help. But the 5 waves that we've got through here, that's the 5 waves. So we'll look at some sort of ABC back. So you can buy in here much earlier. So I look to build a position to the long side through here using group 1, the midpoint, and group 2 through here to build a position, then adding on to the 135 here, because we would be looking for this high here to be taken out. And of course, the numbers that we look at, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8 would be the next level of that degree of ratio as well. So yeah, so that's something to look forward to. Yeah, the Australian dollar, we're looking at this is a 4-hour chart here from the 106 here. We feel that the 5-wave structure to the downside is completed, and we're looking at an A and a B and a C to the upside. The resistance areas here, of course, are the 103.72 area here, subgroup 2, but that's where the supply starts. And of course, this block of volume price action here, creating volume, is the supply area, the resistance. So that's what we'd be looking for there. We'd be looking for an A, a B wave, and a C wave up through there. You can have a look at the Elliott charts to nail that down further through there. But then we'll look to short from that point there. If, however, the 104 became the support, then we would be on the long side of the market for that. However, in the short term here, what you can trade is, I suggest leaving the B wave alone. This is the A wave. Leave the B wave alone because it will be short in range. You'll be in 3 short swings. But the C wave up here, which should be roughly the same length as the wave A here, over here, would be worth trading there as well. Now, I've got this counted in a certain way through here. There's a different way to count that in 5 waves to the downside as well. You can work that out yourself, but it still delivers the same result at the end of the day of this being wave 1 down through here. Okay, so that's it for the time being, and for all the fellas out there, don't forget it's Valentine's Day today, so get in the good books, and happy life, happy wife. Good morning, good luck, and enjoy the day ahead.